Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, November 16th, 2018. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES right now in the daily time frame. This is a really good look right now. This is kind of the do or die zone right here. We got something that we were looking for yesterday. So yesterday in the pre-market video, what I mentioned was I was looking for some sort of decent low, serviceable strong low here on this pullback, and if we could find a strong low and rally throughout the rest of the day here, that could set up a stage here where we have found a near-term low and we bounce back toward the FOMC key level of November 8th. That would be the 2808 quarter. So that's what we set up yesterday, and then as the market traded throughout the day here, it eventually rejected the lows and closed higher on the day. Today it's opening with a modest pullback and continuing to hold above the 2700 and 2703.75 key level. Those are all very, very good. This all looks like it is a great opportunity to at least begin to build a position for a shot at returning this thing back to 2800 to 2808 quarter. I do not know if we're going to just break easily and continue higher into the end of the year, but I always have said during this rally over the last 8-9 years that we are never too far away from an all-time high. And again, we are not too far away from an all-time high heading into the end of the year, but again, things need to happen before that. But right now, this is the earliest indication here with this rejection yesterday and with this pullback here. We could be looking at a nice bounce back toward 2800 very soon if it can hold 2700 here over the next several days. So that's going to be something that I'll be watching for here. If we take a look here at the NQ, very similar price action. Again, we have pulled back very nicely here, and then we saw a pretty strong rejection off the low and a continuation into the close. It's holding the midpoint of yesterday's range already this morning. A nice double bottom in the intraday chart off the 6820. If 6820s can continue to hold throughout the day, even if we drop below it and reject, that 6820 can open up a return back to 716820. That's the FOMC key level from November the 8th. That is this day right there. The next day we rejected off of it and dropped. We found rejection yesterday. That means that over the next 1 to 10 days we could be looking at a return back to that level, as long as price can continue to keep that low in check. 6820 is the first key level to watch on an intraday basis, but that could provide a nice bounce opportunity. A failure to hold 6800 opens up perhaps another test of that low in October. Alright, let's take a look here at crude oil. Now, crude oil is the one that has been very, very bearish. I mean, among a whole sea of futures that are going all which directions right now, with crude oil going way down, nat gas way up, Bitcoin flushing. There's just lots of movement across the future spectrum right now. This has been among the most bearish I've seen, just incredibly bearish, but it bounced off of a key level that we knew was very significant. That's the 55 level. It's a big time market structure level that we've been looking at for a very long time in the room, because price could never get above that level. That was always our target. It was our target zone until last fall, when price was able to push above 55, make it support, and take off. Well, after this rejection off 76, 77, we have come back and we flushed and took out all of those gains back to that market structure level. So it's no wonder why we held at that zone. It's very, very significant. It's got a big time LVN there. Now here's the deal. If it can't hold that zone overall, the next level down is 49. Easy. It's clear air between 55 and 49. Clear air. So it doesn't have to keep above 55s. And right now we are having a battle at the previous session's high. So this is what we're going to be looking for in the trading room, is how does price respond off the 5750s. That's 2-day highs there, 5750s. Price is pushing above it right now, trying to hold. And if it can't continue to hold 5750, again, in a downtrending market, a failed new high opens up another round of weakness. With the next round of weakness potentially breaking through the 55s, it could be a major flush again coming. So the last time we looked at a failed new high was here. That led to a big 2-day drop. Here's another failed new high. It could lead to another failed new high to new low drop. So again, this is going to be something to watch here. That's 57.50. Acceptance above that level, if it can continue to hold above it, opens up a return to 60.98, which is the November 8th FOMC key level. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. We got the major flush in Bitcoin that we were talking about. This one I have been bearish on from the beginning, since the futures came online in terms of a general trend, but we've had great counter trend bounces. Each counter trend bounce has reached my target each and every time, except for recently. That was the first time it didn't reach my target zone. When we were looking here, 8,500 was the target here, and it reached it to the tick. The next time our target was lower, because we've had lower highs for the past year, it was the August 1st FOMC key level, 75.25, and we missed it. That was the first time we had missed a target since the futures came online for Bitcoin here. And again, that shows the weakness of this chart, and that's why when we were down here sitting on 6K, I wasn't very convinced that it was going to go higher unless it was ready to prove it. Because if it was going to go higher, it needed to break through a prior pivot high, and it didn't. So instead, we were looking for a flush, and we were looking at the potential flush taking it as low as 4,400. Based off the key range, that would be the next major level down, and we are well below the 6Ks now, dropped as low as 51.35. So is this the time where it's going to magically bounce back up and show that it can go higher? I don't think so. Instead, I think what may happen is we may see a modest bounce, but any bounce shy of getting back above 6K is likely a shot at selling this thing back down, or at least another wave of weakness is coming until it can prove it can get back above 6K. And that could take us down to 4,400. If that happens, then I think there is a nice opportunity to bounce it back toward value. From there, who knows what happens. But again, I don't think this drop is done. If we do see a little bit of a bounce here, it could be another round of weakness right behind it. Alright, that is it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, happy Friday, and I'll see you in the trading room.